Fine.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Vicky, we start all these laughing, so hopefully it gives somebody a good boost for their Friday. Happy Friday, Miss Clark.
We've made it. We've made it to another Friday. I'm so excited. It's been a week. It was beautiful weather week, but it was a week.
It was, and I don't know if I'm excited about it, but it's November 1st.
I don't even know how that happened. It was a beautiful Halloween too, though. Trick or treat was a little windy, but like unprecedented warm weather.
A little spooky, a little all the things. So Nala dressed up as a shark. She was celebrating all the big dog sharkness in her, and it was a thing.
That's great.
So, yeah,
I expect pictures.
She got all her pictures. So all the things. All right, let's jump right in. We're going to try to be super efficient today. Welcome to all of our YouTube watchers. We are streaming for the first time on YouTube, so that's kind of exciting. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. So, okay, so we're getting into the holiday season. Things are going to get a little hectic here, but hopefully we will be as efficient as always. So I think the most exciting thing we had going on in October is we hit our Facebook followers goal, which seems a little, odd when we say it, but in our initial set of goals that we set for our Ohio Western Reserve Ladies meeting, one of them was to hit 1,000 followers on Facebook, and we did it in October. So let's talk about why that is a big deal. We can start to raise money via Facebook when we hit 1,000 followers, and we were able to do it in October. So that was a really big deal. It was a big step. And our reach gets exponentially wider when we do it. So I don't know about you, but when it happened, then all of a sudden, not only did we hit 1,000, but then we were at 1,100, like rapidly fast. And we were texting back and forth when it was happening. It was like the floodgates opened. It was super exciting.
Yeah, it really was. We were just literally watching the toll go up. Although I'm the same way with the wreaths, I have to tell you. I'm like obsessive with looking at the wreath count.
Yeah, it's I probably spend a little bit too much time doing it. So okay, so our Facebook count is over 1,100 now. We've got a little bit better sense of what our demographic looks like, so we'll talk about that here in just a second. So we're moving on to our YouTube channel. Obviously, we are streaming live on our YouTube channel today for the first time, and now we're going to be a little bit more focused on growing that number. And again, this allows us to take advantage of some grant funding when it comes to advertising. It allows us to reach people who fit the demographic who could potentially be interested in the cemetery, but either don't know. For those of you who have been following us for a little while, we know that about 24% of veterans are actually interned in a national cemetery or a state cemetery. So that number is very, very low. And when we take advantage of these social media channels and the algorithms, it will draw people to us that fit a certain persona, all of the technical terms for us. So hitting these numbers and getting people subscribed to our channels allows us to kind of groom our demographic. So if you do YouTube, please pop over and subscribe to us. We are Ohio Western Reserve Ladies everywhere. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I think that's it. We don't need anything more than that. But we have a long way to go on YouTube. The other interesting thing about YouTube is we are able to stream some of our ceremonies there, which is a great thing. So if you are not a local person to Ohio Western, but you have family interned there, our quarterly salutes get streamed there. Our Wreaths Across America ceremony will be streamed there. So you'll be able to get on, and maybe you're not mobile enough to get to the cemetery, things like that. That's a great resource for you. So please, please, please go over there. You can see some of our veteran-owned businesses. Those interviews are there. Some of our policy videos, all that. Go hang out on YouTube for a little bit, and you can see all the things. Okay, so we also discovered something we already kind of know, but we also discovered that there is a significant number of people that they're not very far from this cemetery. So I'm not going to speak to this very well, but let me see if I can put some words to this. Once we got our follower count on Facebook together, most of the people that follow us are from Wadsworth, Medina, Worcester, Akron, Brunswick, Cleveland, Strongsville, Parma, Rittman, Cuyahoga Falls. So very close to the cemetery. So if you are an outlier, again, you don't really follow any of our updates, right? And the service area for Ohio Western goes almost all the way to Toledo and almost all the way down to Columbus. So if you know people down there, we need you to tag them, send them our information, like loop them in. I live in Avon, North Ridgeville, not very well represented. So we got to work really, really diligently to loop in your VFWs, loop in your AMVETs, loop in your friends and volunteers, and get those people following us. Becky, do you have some suggestions for people, or we're going to talk about the Rev 22 here in a little bit, but I was really surprised to see that concentration of people and not those outliers.
Yeah, no, I think the VSOs is a great opportunity because, if you can share on a VSO page or, talk about it, tag a VSO, even if you're sharing some of the veteran forward information that we share, it has, people go, hey, what is Ohio Western Reserve Ladies? Wait a minute. Oh, they're affiliated with the cemetery. Where's the cemetery? And, we've learned from the very beginning in this, as Kat said, people don't even know that it's there. So if people don't know that it's there, it's not an option. Our goal isn't to bury all the veterans there. We want people to be buried where they want to be buried and interred, but we also want them to know that this is a benefit for them, for that veteran and their families that they've earned, and it's available to them, and have them have that information available to make decisions. So we need to spread that word. And I think the VSOs is a great opportunity, sharing on your own page. If people have questions, just point them back to us. We're happy to field those questions for them.
Yeah, we're excited. For me, when I see it, it means there's even more opportunity and we have more space to grow. So hopefully our partnerships with the Fisher House, which we've been talking about, that's a great opportunity to spread it a little bit more north and east. And how many conversations have we had recently where somebody says, hey, my grandpa's there, or hey, I think my aunt and uncle are there, but we just kind of keep it up. We're doing great. We're doing awesome. Okay, let's kind of get into some November things. There's a lot of things going on in November. I feel like not only are I know, right? Here we go. All of these events that we're going to talk about are on our Facebook page. We'll continue posting them. Even if you get on our website, there is a live feed to our Facebook page on our website. So if you need some direction, everything kind of links to the same way. We are 45 days away from Wreaths Across America. Everybody breathe. Becky and I might potentially dream about wreaths. I'm just saying. Okay, so there is our planning meeting for Wreaths Across America. It'll be another virtual one. The virtual ones are really nice. I know some people shy away from those, but they're super efficient. So we try to do the virtual ones so that everybody doesn't have to drive, and we're just knocking out details on the virtual ones. So you can find that information. It's this coming Wednesday at 7 p.m. You just go to the Facebook event and click on the link, and you join all of us that are in there knocking out details. Our current wreath count, because Becky is very specific about it, 6,327, and we are ahead of where we were last year.
Sure.
Thank you, Ms. Clark, for keeping track year over year on her little sticky note that she found.
Rain Man over here. It's fine.
So we're about double where we were last year. I know we've talked to a couple people and are like, only 6,000. That's double what we were year to date last year. this time of year, people start thinking about it. We start raising a ton of money all of a sudden. So we're actually doing.
People are getting in the seasonal mood, right? Like, so you're starting to actually see REITs other places. I had a friend reach out to me this morning who owns her own company and said, "Hey, can you connect me with the direct link? I want to make sure it goes to the right place." So, that's what we're talking about. Continue to spread the word, and we're going to see that number jump up pretty nicely.
Yeah, sure. Just a couple of reminders. There is a video on the website with all of the changes for this year. Please make sure that you keep in mind all parking is off-site this year. So make sure you plan your timing accordingly. There are shuttles that are nice and warm and heated, but all parking is off-site this year. If you have ordered grave-specific wreaths that you plan on laying yourself, you need to have your receipt. Either a paper receipt or just a snapshot on your phone is fine. Keep in mind, I said a snapshot. When we get that many people on the cemetery, the cell signal does get a little touchy. So you may want to just take a quick screenshot so you're not trying to get it to load when we get there. And there are tons of new times. We have adjusted for daylight so that we're not trying to do things in the dark like we have in years past. So please get on, watch the video. We did not talk for too long. I think it's maybe 10 minutes, but it's very well marked. So you can fast forward if you don't want to listen to Becky and I talk, but there's a new schedule, off-site parking, and you have to have a receipt if you're doing grave specific. If grandma bought it and you're laying it, you need grandma's receipt. That is not an excuse. You got to have some kind of documentation to pick up that grave specific receipt. If we are laying your grave specific wreath, then don't worry about it. We will take care of it from there. So please make sure. Any questions that you have regarding Wreaths Across America need to be directed to our email address, Ohio Western Reserve Ladies@gmail.com. Please do not call the cemetery. Keep in mind that Wreaths Across America is an event on the cemetery. It is not a cemetery event. Okay. Those staff members are very busy. We are a very growing cemetery. They do not necessarily have time nor the information that you are looking for. So it is best if you send that information off to our email, and our lovely ladies are prepared to answer your questions. Speaking of a growing cemetery, Becky, you were at the volunteer meeting this last week, and I hear that some really cool things were being awarded. Jesse got an award. The cemetery got some awards. You want to kind of rattle a couple of those off real quick?
Yes, Jesse was recognized for his service by I believe by the cemetery administration. Yes. That's pretty fantastic. They're going to come in and do an award, and hopefully we'll be able to be there to see him do that. It's so well deserved. For sure. He was very humble about it, very not wanting to even speak. I think somebody in the crowd had to kind of call it out and say, "Didn't you get something?" And he's like, maybe. So, but I think that's, again, speaks to his leadership.
Yeah, we exist because of Jesse. Mm-hmm. Becky and I did not know each other until Jesse came up with this concept. And so 100%, he's very forward thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they awarded some volunteer awards. Congratulations to Miss Kat Johnson, who won an outstanding volunteer award. Mr. Tom Leatherman for the PIC, for all of his work with the PIC. He unfortunately wasn't there to receive it, but he puts a lot of hours in, and obviously that's a pretty happening place right there at the front of the cemetery. So
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, they've had a lot of celebrations and accomplishments, and as you said, it's growing. They're looking at expanding. That's in the planning phases. It's we're continuing to see steady growth, and a lot to be proud of there. A lot of hard work with, like you said, not a lot of staff. So, and very grateful for all the volunteers who make the things go round as well.
Yeah. Yeah. We've had a couple of people recently travel to other national cemeteries for internments or whatnot. And when they've come back, there was like, oh, like we really have our stuff together here.
Mhm.
So when it's all you know, you don't realize. And then when you go off to someplace else and come back, you're like, oh, wow, we really are the bee's knees over here. So that's kind of great. Okay, so let's keep going. We have advertised for Rev 22. Rev 22 is a 2.2 or 22K race that is used to raise funding for Lorain County Veteran Services. It's coming up on November 9th. Becky and I will both be there. So if you are somebody who enjoys being out and being active, you can come do either one of those. It's in the city of Elyria, and I've actually never done it in Elyria. I did the first inaugural one that they did in Lorain in the pouring rain. 13 miles in the pouring rain is absolutely miserable. So come on out. Hopefully the weather's a little bit nicer this year, but they do a beautiful job. Usually Rolling Thunder is there, and it's just a great chance. So good morning, Patty. So come on out and support Lorain County and partake in that. They do a beautiful job. Veterans Day is in November 11/11. This is a great opportunity to support your local events. We do not do anything at the cemetery. Veterans is to support your veterans that are still with us. So there are tons of opportunities. We actually get to celebrate Ms. Clark on Veterans Day this year. And so this is a moment to say thank you for your service. Typically your VFWs have events, your AMVETs have events. If you are a veteran, Medina Career Center will host you if you'd like, if you're local to Medina Career Center. But just check on, we're trying to share as many events as we can, but find your local event and participate in that. Graveside training. Okay. We are trying with as much bandwidth as we have to get this on a normal schedule. However, we're just not there yet. So we're going to do one more graveside training before the weather turns nasty. So if you need graveside training, meaning you want to be in the loop to be able to attend weekly or whatever schedule works for you, graveside training, it's going to be November 16th at 10:30 a.m. at Shelter 3. So when you come into the cemetery, you go to the left of the flagpole. It's where we do the quarterly salutes. You need to dress for the weather. Let's just pray that it still stays nice. They last about an hour. If Becky and I are efficient with our time, they last about an hour. This will be the last one until the weather gets nice again. I'm not standing outside doing graveside training in the cold. It's just not happening. Okay. So if you have any desire to do this, you need to come on the 16th. That's a Saturday. It should work with as many people's schedules as we possibly can. With that being said, you will need formal attire if you plan on doing graveside burials anytime in the near future. So we're going to open up apparel orders. You can get apparel on our website. I will cover this now. I'm sure I will have to repeat myself, but this is recorded. So formal apparel is any embroidered apparel. There are button-up shirts. There are quarter zips. There are navy blue vests. Those are all embroidered. That is considered formal attire. You need to have that for graveside burials. Over the winter, we are going to, I'm not going to use the word relax, but we're going to adjust so that you are dressed to be outside, because that is no joke down there, especially when the wind comes whipping through those shelters. So you will also need a name tag to go on your outermost layer. None of the attire that we have is enough to keep you warm in the dead of winter here in Ohio if it gets nasty. So in addition, you will need one of the magnetic name tags. When you are placing your apparel order, please make sure that at minimum you have a name tag and then at least one of those layers to wear to get you through to spring if you plan on doing graveside burials. Does that make sense? Did I do that right? Okay.
Yeah, no, sounds right.
Okay. There are also, as of this morning, navy blue t-shirts. Okay. So this has been a long standing joke with Miss Hedrick. They're on there. So we'll move into this next thing. Okay, so that's graveside burials. There are also T-shirts on the website as of this morning. Many of you have heard us mention. There she is. Good morning, Miss Hendrick. 2025 is the 25th anniversary of the cemetery. We're super excited to get to celebrate this. They are planning some fun things. We have a few things in our back pocket that we're going to do. The navy blue T-shirts are celebrating the 25th anniversary of the cemetery. So the T-shirts are on there. They have our logo. They have 3 stars on them for our 3rd anniversary. And then they mention the 25th anniversary of the cemetery. So I am going to place a full apparel order, formal gear, name tags, and T-shirts on November 18th. So if you need any of those things, or you owe me money for things that you've already purchased or that are sitting in my office, please, 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 by November 18th. How does that sound? Was that confusing? How did we do? Yes, Patty, that's fine. No worries. Yeah. How did we do? That was a lot.
Always.
I know. I'm so sorry. This is why we record them and post them. So graveside training on 11/16 at 10:30 in the morning. Come if you haven't had it. Come if you need a refresher. It'll be the last for the year. Apparel and T-shirts and name tags are all on the website. You need to have your order placed by the 18th.
We'll put a reminder out on Facebook about the apparel. I'm sure you'll see that a couple of times just to keep that on your radar. But if you're thinking about it, get it ordered. That way, you know your order's in.
Yes, and we will have your T-shirts before Wreaths Across America Day, but keep in mind they're T-shirts. So I don't know that you're all adults. Okay, next thing is we're going to do a membership drive. This will be one of the things that we kind of carry into the 25th anniversary. However, keep in mind, you'll hear some more things about it. I think we might do something that correlates with like how many volunteer hours you put in for us, recruiting new members, some fun things like that. But keep in mind, we're going to start to do a membership drive. So that should be fun. And I think that's about it. We're not going to see everybody before Thanksgiving unless we see you at a volunteer at a Wreaths Across America meeting. So, I hope you all have tons of turkey. I'm very sorry to say that to you on November 1st, but happy Thanksgiving. And I think that's kind of it. What did we miss?
Oh, I think that was a good thorough. And I can't believe we're saying happy Thanksgiving already. I'm not ready.
I'm so sorry. I almost didn't put it in there, but I'm like, I'm actually not going to, I know.
No, you're right.
See so many of you, unless you come to Rev 22, then I can say it to you there or one of our meetings.
I'm only doing the 2.2. Let's be clear on that.
I am too, but
okay, good.
I don't want to shy any of you away. I ran 22K in the sopping rain. And then I left super early and they had to call me and say, by the way, you won, you have to come back. And I'm like, y'all, I need a shower and a blanket. So I had to go back and get my award last time.
Awesome.
It was really bad, but it really is a great race. Lorain County does a beautiful job. So no, we will be 2.2ing it.
Oh, perfect. Hopefully we see some people out for, some of those events or on the meetings, and I will get on board with it. And if we don't, I will say happy Thanksgiving as well. We have a lot to be thankful for, especially everybody that puts their time and effort in. Again, we say it all the time, but one more time can't hurt. It's the month of gratitude. So thank you guys for all the things.
Yes, for sure. We appreciate you. We're only able to do the things that we do because of you guys. If this was just Becky and I out there huffing it, we would have been done a long time ago.
Yep.
We're tired.
Absolutely.
We're tired. All right. Happy Veterans Day, my friend. Happy Veterans Day to all of you that are out there and endlessly supporting this. And we are one of the few that are doing this in the nation, and it's showing. Jesse is being recognized because of it. We are being recognized because of it. And that's awesome. So, all right. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you, Jean. And we will see you guys all for this in December on the 6th. And we'll see you all then.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.